As you can see, Mike Tyson's taking this seriously, okay? He says he doesn't need the money, and I'm sure he doesn't, although whatever he's going to get paid, I'm sure that doesn't hurt either. So it certainly will be a little bit of a motivating factor. He wouldn't do it for free, that's for sure.
So, Mike, bro, if you're watching this, let's have some fun. New school versus old school.
Mike Tyson just dropped a bombshell in his Netflix Uncensored interview, revealing the real reason he's stepping into the ring to fight Jake Paul. And trust me, it's not what anyone expected. And honestly, it's the one question people have been asking since day one, that Tyson is 58, a living legend with more knockouts than Jake, has TikTok views, and doesn't need a fame boost or extra cash. Then why on earth he accepted this challenge?
I think Mike Tyson's doing this because he misses it, you know, the thrill of it. When you're away from combat sports for so long, you know what I mean? It's still in you, you know, still got that old dog deep inside him, and he wants to go out and remind the world, this is fresh, this is a challenge, it's something to get in shape for. And it's an exciting venture.
Like Michiel Bisping, everyone is making their own guesses, but the real question stays there because it was not confirmed from Mike yet. So the answer is out, and in classic Tyson style, it's left everyone laughing, shocked, and somehow loving him even more. Jake, buckle up. This reality check might hit harder than any punch Tyson throws.
Day 4, you know, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the house.
So, despite the jaw-dropping $20 million Tyson is expected to rake in from this showdown, he insists money isn't what's driving him. Yep, the man who's earned a colossal $430 million throughout his legendary career wants us to believe it's not about the cash. And honestly, fair play to him. This isn't some midlife crisis fueled by dreams of another gold-plated mansion. Nope. According to Tyson, this fight is about something way deeper and wilder than a simple payout. He describes it like a spiritual calling, almost as if stepping back into the ring is his destiny, a sacred ritual to embrace that unstoppable warrior spirit just one more time.
You talked to me on the podcast before, the first time you came on, and you said, I can't even work out. Because if I work out, my ego will get excited.
But I did this toad, and this toad, I said, you gotta do it. They said, you have to do it.
The toad told you.
You have to
the DMT told you time to fight.
To do it. Wow. I lost the weight.
See, it's not just about the adrenaline rush of a knockout punch or the crowd roaring his name. No, for Tyson, this is personal. He talks about having an itch, a feeling that's never really left him, a gnawing, insatiable drive that keeps him coming back. Even at 58. It's something most of us probably don't get. After all, our biggest itch is usually whether or not to hit snooze one more time. But for Tyson, this need is a raw, consuming force. Money can't fix it, and fame doesn't quiet it. For him, it's about pure self-fulfillment and some deep sense of redemption. He wants to feel alive, reconnect with that primal part of himself, the one that defined him when he ruled the boxing world. It's vulnerable, almost poetic, and somehow exactly what makes this fight feel like way more than a standard celebrity matchup.
I said, you gotta do it. They said, you have to do it.
The toad told you. The
DMT
told you time to fight.
To do it.
Wow.
I lost the weight. And then it turned into a fiasco, and then the young guy.
But hold on. This isn't just Tyson versus Jake Paul. It's Tyson versus himself. Over the years, the man has evolved from a powerhouse steamrolling opponents into a reflective soul with some seriously intense spiritual beliefs. And no, this isn't the kind of spirituality where you light a candle and do a bit of yoga. We're talking about Tyson's full embrace of meditation and exploring the demons within. He's learned to see confidence not as a word, but as a kind of mystical power. Seriously, he believes confidence is magic, the kind that can move mountains. Or in his case, crush a man with a single swing. He's built his whole life around that magic, making his entire existence a monument to self-belief.
Turned into a fiasco, and then the young guy, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he got involved in, and that's how the birth of Jake Paul began.
When you get challenged by someone who's a guy like a Jake Paul, does that piss you off?
Then there's the wildest chapter yet, Tyson's infamous DMT and toad venom experience. Yeah, you heard that right. This man tripped so hard he ended up having what he calls a spiritual awakening, and it's almost too bizarre to believe. Tyson claims the toad told him he needed to fight. Yes, the toad, as in a mystical reality-bending hallucination straight out of a fever dream. This cosmic wake-up call didn't just mess with his mind, it redefined his purpose and sent him straight back into the ring.
this good gentleman, he was the mayor in this town in the Midwest, right? And I talked to him before, and he was one of those stern guys. He always got the bills paid, always got your lights on, always got everything right and perfect, but he didn't have a good personality. And he almost lost to a guy that didn't do anything. He shitted on people's tax, he messed it, but he hung out with the people. He smoked cigarettes with them, he drank with them, he ate with them, he hang on their porch with them. Yeah. And that's when you learn you can't take yourself too serious.
He's dead serious when he says this isn't just a fight, but a divine mission. And you can see it in his eyes. He believes he's been chosen for this, destined to be doing exactly what he's doing. And who are we to argue with someone so committed to their cosmic calling? This sense of destiny, this unshakable belief in his own spiritual invincibility, makes the whole event feel almost otherworldly. Tyson doesn't just think he's still got the power to punch like a freight train at 58. He believes he's unstoppable, blessed, immune to the naysayers and critics. Each jab and hook in the ring isn't just a boxing move. It's a bold declaration of his rebirth, proof of the relentless mental work he's put in to figure out who he is. So forget about this being just a money grab match. It's a high-stakes spiritual quest, a shot at redemption, and whether he wins or loses, it's a chapter that makes Tyson's life story even more legendary.
What about Mike Tyson, the greatest heavyweight ever to fight in boxing? He obviously still wants to fight and throw some hands around. You're young, he's a little bit older, but we know that guy has knockout power. Is that a fight that Jake Paul would step up to?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I joke with my friends about it. I'm like...
And on the other hand, Jake Paul isn't just stepping into the ring, he's throwing gasoline onto an already raging fire. On October 5th, he made headlines, appearing on the Impulsive podcast and issuing a $5 million wager challenge to Mike Tyson. Yeah, you heard it right. Paul basically lit up the boxing world with that move, upping the stakes and turning an intense showdown into a psychological battleground.
I'll start eating Krispy Kreme donuts and move up to heavyweight and take on Mike Tyson. I think that would actually excite me, and that's a $200 million event, $300 million event.
But let's be real here. This isn't just Paul being playful for the cameras or trying to flex his newfound wealth. Sure, $5 million is enough to make even a billionaire pause, but for Jake, this bet is all about the mind games. He's cranking up the pressure, practically daring Tyson to bring back the beast mode that used to send shivers down heavyweight spines. Paul knows how to get under his opponent's skin better than anyone, and this time he's targeting one of the scariest fighters to ever lace up gloves. By putting a fortune on the line, he's not just asking Tyson to take him seriously. He's trying to summon the old Tyson, the one who could make an entire locker room tremble just by walking in.
Jake Paul is a YouTube guy, and watch him box. Yeah. Kid can fight 100%. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. I mean, it goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
Yeah. It's a ballsy move, no doubt. It's like poking a lion with a stick and saying, "Come at me, Grandpa." But as daring as it sounds, there's a wild unpredictability here. Tyson's mind is a labyrinth that even seasoned psychologists couldn't map out, and who knows how he'll react. Will this stunt light a fire in the legend's eyes, or will it make him rethink stepping into the ring?
I'll tell you what, the one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
Yeah, he wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a f if he's 55. Yeah. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero.
Everyone has an opinion, and it's sparked a wildfire of debate. Some think Paul is signing up for a first-class ticket to disaster, while others believe it's all part of a well-rehearsed sideshow to turn this event into the spectacle of the year. Critics like Teddy Atlas are raising an eyebrow, calling out the entire thing as a potential cash grab, wrapped in a thin veil of sporting credibility. The boxing community is split. Is Jake a fearless disruptor rewriting boxing history, or just an attention seeker with more bravado than sense? And then there's Tyson, the man, the myth, the enigma. At 58, he's not just fighting Jake Paul, he's battling time itself. Every punch he throws is shadowed by the reality that no one, not even Iron Mike, can knock out the clock. Yet the conversations about his age aren't baseless. When Lennox Lewis, a man who's faced Tyson's fury firsthand, starts voicing concern, you know it's serious.
And Tyson smashing the mitts like, Jesus.
Yeah,
that guy can still you up.
He don't want to fight Mike.
In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and he does all this electrical muscular stimulation recovery stuff.
Lewis isn't buying into the hype without a fair warning. He acknowledges Tyson's skills, but knows the harsh truth. Age isn't just a number when you're trading blows in the ring. And Colby Covington, the loudmouth of the UFC, didn't hold back on submission radium either. On September 21st, he painted a nightmare scenario, talking about heart attacks and brain injuries, spelling out just how dangerous this could get. The words 58-year-old superhuman sound cool until you realize it's not invincibility we're talking about, but risk. But Tyson's trainer, Rafael Cordero, is all about dismissing the haters. He's been putting Tyson through some brutal training, and he's not worried. On October 8th, he told ESPN Ringside that Tyson knows exactly what he's doing. We're talking about a man who once fought 29 times in 2 years. Cordero is convinced Tyson's got this, but his confidence hasn't exactly put the critics to bed. There's still a lingering question. At what cost? Is it really worth the risk?
Nigga, he couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How you gonna knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How you gonna knock me out? Who did he knock out? Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't never knocked out a real man. Come on.
In the end, this fight is Tyson's ultimate gamble. He's got the skills, the experience, and the heart, but time is the ultimate opponent. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is surfing a wave of self-belief, ready to stake his legacy on this wild, high-stakes showdown. This isn't just about knocking each other out. It's a spectacle where arrogance, legacy, and the human spirit collide. Whether this ends in triumph or tragedy, it's a gamble neither of them will ever forget.